Hey gang, JC here, and this is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, June 29th, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Great television archives at the top of the page. You got the Wayback Machine up there. You got all sorts of stuff. You got eye candy right below what we're looking at now. And over in the corner, we have our rock and roll poll question. We'll get to that in just a minute. Tomorrow, here on the Daily Dose, you are going to get a guided tour through my garage. We're having a garage sale here at the house on Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is no joke. You're going to be coming to my house. I'll explain all that tomorrow. And you're actually going to see a lot of the items that we're going to have for sale. And this isn't junk, by the way. This, like 10% of it is stuff that is like, all right, let's see if we can get somebody to buy this. But really about 90% of it is usable, clean, fully functioning stuff. Everything from an iron to stereo gear, to a flip cam, to tons of books. And I mean really good books, too. Not just something where you look and go, the hell's that? These are written by celebrity authors and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that they sent me for free when we were doing interviews on the radio and stuff like that. So we have that. There's some DVDs, good movies that you've heard of. Just all kinds of stuff. So you'll see that tomorrow. We're going to actually take the camera into the garage and show you a lot of the stuff that's going up for sale. So tomorrow, you'll get the address here at the house and the details, and I'll fill you in, and you'll see a lot of what we're going to have up for sale in our garage sale. This is no joke. I know a lot of people think that I'm pulling your leg, and I'm not. I promise you this is happening on Saturday morning right here at Stately Wayne Manor. So we'll get to that tomorrow here on the Daily Dose. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, all right. So yesterday's rock and roll poll question. They're having the big ceremony in the U City Loop today for the unveiling of the statue of Chuck Berry. And there's people jumping up and down saying, Chuck's not a good guy. He's been in jail and stuff like that. You shouldn't be honoring him with his own statue in the U City Loop. I have my reasons that I went into as to why I think that they should just leave him alone and let this thing happen. Because I'm going to sneeze here. Hold on here. Ready? I knew that was coming. Boy, when you got a sneeze coming, there's nothing you can do. Stop, I feel like there's another one coming. There we go. Live and on the air, on the net, here we go. So, we said, should the ceremony go on today in the U City Loop without protests and objections? And 83% of you said, yeah, let them do it. Just leave them alone. And 16% of you said, no, they shouldn't be doing this. Today's rock and roll poll question: what are you most likely to grill this 4th of July weekend? Chicken, brats, hot dogs, burgers, steak, pork steaks, or other? Answer right here. We'll have results for you, running total, and the results tomorrow here on the Daily Dose. All right, so you had the big American Idol thing yesterday. It's like, oh, say, go, and I will always, thank you. A very, very small percentage of people made it through. Now, there were some people who were up in arms about this because the judges, Randy Jackson, Steven Tyler, and Jennifer Lopez, were not here for the auditions yesterday. Well, there's a couple of issues with regard to that. Number one, this is how they always do it. That first round is in front of producers. Now, the judges will come back in the fall. I think it's September. They're going to come back. Everybody who got cleared yesterday will be re-invited, and then they will actually perform in front of the judges. That will be videotaped and part of the show when it resumes in January. That's number one. Number two, right now Jennifer Lopez isn't even an employee of American Idol. Her deal was up. She made $12 million last year, and she's holding out for $40 next season. There's a lot of people saying, well, they're already talking to Shania Twain and Shakira. So if J-Lo don't want to play ball, that's fine. We'll move on without her. So there's no even guarantee that she'll even be part of the show. So we'll see whether or not she gets her $40 million or if they can work something out. All right, Shia LaBeouf admits that he hooked up with Megan Fox during the Transformers movies. There's only one problem. Megan Fox has been in a long-term relationship with Brian Austin Green. He also says he went out with Hilary Duff, and it was the worst date either of us have ever had. Some chick at a Hollywood party claims Quentin Tarantino pleasured himself while sucking on her toes. Quentin Tarantino has maintained for a long time he's got a foot fetish, so it just might be true. You never know. Téa Leoni and David Duchovny, who split up in 2008 after David admitted that he was a sex addict, are on the outs again. They've separated one more time. And LaToya Jackson says her ex-husband tried to get her to do porn. She should be so lucky. On cable, The BET Awards was last week's most watched show on cable. 7.7 million people. That's a lot of people for cable. And the fourth season premiere of HBO's True Blood on Sunday night took second place with 5.4 million viewers. So Michelle Bachmann throws her hat into the presidential ring the other day in Waterloo, Iowa, home of John Wayne. Anyhow, she comes out and they start playing American Girl by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. 24 hours later, Tom Petty's people said, don't use the song again or we'll sue. Tom did allow Hillary Clinton to use that same song back in, let's see, that was in 2008. Back in 2000, he stopped George W. Bush from using I Won't Back Down. The quick list of musicians who have asked Republicans kindly to stop using songs in their campaign have been Hart, Jackson Browne, John Mellencamp, John Bon Jovi, Survivor, Don Henley, Rush, the Foo Fighters, Boston, and Van Halen. So if you're a Republican, maybe you should just go with the Ted Nugent catalog or anything country except for the Dixie Chicks. Charlie Sheen still gets money from Warner Brothers for 2.5 Men. He's about to get a little less. That's because the judge yesterday ordered Charlie's wages to be garnished to cover his monthly $55,000 child support payments. $55,000 a month in child support. Well, according to a new study, radio makes people happier than the internet. In the study, people felt a 100% boost in happiness and a 300% boost in energy when they listened to the radio versus not listening to any type of media. TV and the internet also made people happy, but only about half as much as radio. Well, I could have told you that. Here are a few random facts about vanity license plates. About 9.3 million vehicles in the United States have vanity plates. States only make about $19 a piece on them. Virginia has the highest percentage. Texas has the lowest. And they also say that people who have vanity plates are more likely to be involved in episodes of road rage. Well, I could have told you that. I don't have them, by the way. According to a new survey, 74% of Americans think that other people are rude at the pool and at the beach. Blasting music, public drunkenness, littering, hogging lounge chairs, and smoking. I love people who think that because you're outside that somehow smoking shouldn't bother people. Well, God, it's disgusting. 79% of people said it is not acceptable for a stranger to ask for your help in putting on suntan lotion. Yuck! And finally, 78% say it's okay for women to go topless at a nude beach. 6% think it's okay for a woman to go topless at any beach. Who are they talking to? So I'm curious about the people who say it's not okay for a woman to go topless at a nude beach. I still haven't figured that one out. The North Korean Women's World Cup soccer team lost to the United States yesterday, 2-0, and their coach over on the North Korean team had an excuse. He said that a few weeks ago, lightning struck their practice and made 5 of his players unable to play properly. By the way, lightning apparently hates men. Between 95 and 08, there were 648 people who were killed by lightning, and 82% of those were men. Now, that couldn't have anything to do with the idea that men sort of blow off the idea that there's lightning in the area and women just aren't stupid enough to go out in the rain. All right, birthdays today. Dan Deerdorf, 62, and Gary Busey turned 67. It's okay if you forgot about his birthday. That's right, because he did too. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. This was 17 years ago. And there are 3 things that prompted me to put this up on JC's Eye Candy today. Number 1, we were talking about those 2 maggots who used to be on Q104 or Q106 or whatever it was back in the 90s. That's number 1. Number 2, I've been going through a lot of my old stuff lately and transferring old VHS stuff to DVD. And number 3, I wonder, with the resignation of Anthony Weiner in New York State last week, whether the transgressions of KSDK meteorologist Bob Richards back in the early 1990s, if that story would have turned out differently today. We're going to discuss that in the 2 o'clock hour today on the Big 550 KTRS. And people have very little idea what the backstory was on the death of Bob Richards, and we're going to fill you in on the details. I was very, very close to the situation. Extremely close. Closer than I would have liked, by the way. So I'm going to tell you what I know. Sometimes you have to be very patient and wait a long time, sometimes 17 years, for the truth and the details to come out. So You can watch that video, and we're going to talk about it today on the air. All right, so our rock and roll poll question again today. What are you most likely to grill this 4th of July weekend? Chicken, brats, hot dogs, burgers, steak, pork steaks, or other? Answer that, and we'll give you the details on our rock and roll poll question tomorrow. And tomorrow on the Daily Dose, which usually gets up by about 12 noon or so, we're going to take you on that walking tour of my garage for our garage sale on Saturday. We're going to show you a lot of the items that are going to be for sale. Maybe you'll want to come. I'm also going to tell you the address of our house. So that's it, JC's Daily Dose for Wednesday, June 29th, 2011. No, I'm not crazy, really. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Don't forget Sexually Speaking with Dr. Kathy Naughton. That's just a couple of clicks below where you are right now. We scour the internet and the world for stories about people and couples and hooking up. And we update it every Monday and Thursday, so you'll have a fresh one tomorrow. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.